Get another better picture, please.
Let me see your last photo.
Just look at this. You know what? Never mind. It's fine.
So
So what?
a new one.
Yeah. Okay. What time does it start?
Grandmaster Ready D starts at 6 o'clock. But it's now past 5.
Okay. Maybe we should.
Chill sometime.
Yeah. Get some coffee. Check out the vibe. I don't know. Do we want coffee?
I want tea.
Okay. Tea. Okay. Tea. Let's go for it.
She's the tea girl.
But I also heard that they have some like liquor stuff, man. So I'm quite excited. Ooh. Let's go. It's okay. We're about to get us some cappuccino and tea, and then keep the show. Maybe do some foods and vendors. So.
Honestly, it's like to show him our quarters.
Yes. Experienced the Ready D performance. That was so dope. I enjoyed myself. We got some old school hip hop in girls. Do you like that?
Yes, it's the best DJ experience I've seen, I think.
Yes. But now we're about to head over to the RLabs house. So, girls, how are we feeling? Feeling excited. First, let's still here.
Super excited. Still looking forward to the rest of the evening.
Hey, go goody, go goody, go goody.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Of course. Thank you for being here for music beyond the flames. And so we have something very important that's going to go down over now.
I actually performed on that very field where RLabs is now, in a tent, because Roger Peterson's church was there and in a tent. And it's very emotional for me to be back there and to see that, because obviously the church, for me, I believe, if a church leaves a community and they don't miss the church, then why was the church there? So the church is supposed to do stuff, right? It's supposed to look after people, the widows, the broken, the sick people. You don't send healthy people to hospitals. So sick people go to church, not healthy people. So I was there as a sick person, I would say. I'm very happy to say I'm here now. I spend a lot of my time in Mitchell's Plain. I'm actually from Pontyville, but if it's not money, it's girls. So girls made me come to Mitchell's Plain. I spend a lot of time in Mitchell's Plain. Oh, the girls were in Mitchell's Plain. The guys say yes? Okay. So I came to Mitchell's Plain. I met Ready D because of a competition I had won. I met POC, that's how the prize was like you meet POC. So they were our idols, they were our temple boys, someone was saying. You know the temple boys, they were our temple boys, because the magazines and the newspaper weren't showing us people that looked like us. Okay, so if you wanted to drive a quiet car, you had to smoke Stuyvesant. That's what the movie showed us. The brow with the quiet car was smoking Stuyvesant, and it was a foreigner. But for us to see people from Mitchell's Plain being in magazines, being in the newspaper, that gave us, it inspired us to say that we could also do that. So this is full circle. Of course, for the last couple of years, I played the role of producing Dee's radio show. He's an incredible person. He's a visionary. We are not where we want to be, but we're definitely not where we were 10 years ago. So yes, I think we should salute this man and clap for him. Again, you have to be the change you want to see. 12, 15 years ago, we couldn't imagine hearing Prophets of the City, Jitsvinger, Hemelbesem, Spyro on Good Hope FM, which is a commercial station, and that happens every day on this man's show. And I know this, you know, whatever you do, you know, if Jesus was here and he walked on water, people would say it's because you can't swim. People will always say something. It doesn't matter if you do something quiet. So I know there's people that's going to say, yeah, but this, forget that. Okay, we focus on the positives. This is also another thing about us being Cape Townian. Only in Cape Town can we turn something bad into good. This is a tragedy. It's not a good thing to wake up in the morning and say, it's brand, waar brand it? Something is smoking, there's smoke, there's something happening. Is it the house, is it the car, is it the neighbor's house? And like someone was saying earlier, Azul was in the UK, I was in New York, I woke up to this message and I was like, what? Because there was no context, it was just the pictures, like 7 or 8. And I was like, what? Because obviously first it wasn't like, is the car okay, is the records okay? It was like, are you guys okay? So for that, also we are super grateful that Ready D, his wife, his kids, including the dog, who's part of the family, was not harmed, okay? And that is here. And one of the artists, Bradley Bailey, on one of his posters is saying stronger. I think that's also a thing, it's a thing, a Cape Town thing. So thank you for coming out. You could have been anywhere in the world, in Bree Street, Long Street, but you came to Mitchell's Plain. So thank you. Behind me is the incredible DJ Azul. Make some noise for DJ Azul. So, I thought I'll do the talking and you'll do the wiki. But we're going to put D on the spot. He doesn't know about this. I'm going to find the mic and give it to him. D, can you sit closer there? Apparently this is your good side if you sit here. In the sun there. So, you know what happened? So of course we're like, are you okay at this? What do you need? What can we do? Blah, blah, blah. Is it this? And it's like, you know, like, I don't know if it's on okay, we'll fix it for you. Is it outsurance? Is it budget? Who do we talk to? Like, what's the story? The thing about it is, I obviously buy records as well. If you look at a record like this, if you bought this record in like 1991, you might have paid $14.99. But no, you can't just now give the man $14.99 because you're not going to be able to get this record back. You can't get it. So what we thought we would do tonight, we would basically take D on this journey, and it's obviously you got to give him space and bear with us because he doesn't know what we're going to ask him. We're just going to take some records because we went through a lot of records, like a lot of records. And it was like some stuff that he forgot he had, some stuff that we forgot. And how many of you know, like only music does this. When you play a song, I mean, for those of you, because I see there's a lot of DJs in the room, a great DJ is not someone that plays the songs you want to hear. A great DJ is playing a song you didn't even know you want to hear. Yeah. Okay, you hear the song and you're like, babe, bro, I was parking at Purvy's with this other man's girlfriend with this song. Oh my bro, this is my mommy and my daddy's song. Yeah. Or this is the song they used to play when it was the blues at Fun City. Like, that's how we talk in Cape Town, right? So every song has a memory. And we don't want to obviously make this too hectic for D, so I think we're going to put it down to 5 records maybe? Like 5 records that we've taken out of the pile. There was a lot more. We went through it and we tagged some of the people that we know now because some of those guys became our peers of late. And we were just like, yo, do you remember when this song came out in the bass? Do you remember when DJ so-and-so played this song? So for us to see that, it is really, really hectic. So for this man, again, like I sympathize with him, I empathize with him. He knows we have his back. And to see you guys here, I know he said he didn't have the words, he does appreciate it, and we again also want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. So without any further ado, what we're going to do is, I'll ask Dee about the record, we'll talk about it for like a second, and then Azul will play pieces of the record. Is that okay? Yes. After like 3 or 4 of those, we're going to give Dee a break, and if you guys want, I think there's enough time for like 4, when's your next demo on that side? Soon. Okay, so we'll maybe open up for like 4 or 5 questions. If you are here and you want to ask me a question, you can. Don't ask how much are the records, don't ask if they're for sale, those questions we're not going to answer. But yeah, something about the exhibition, something about where he's at, that will do. So I'm going to start with this record here. It says Beats, Breaks and Scratches. I was sad when I saw this didn't make it. I never owned this record personally, but if you came up in the 80s and the 90s, and this thing here, my first time coming to a power jam was at the Necro Center in Beacon Valley. This thing was standing on stage, and it looked like an Mnet decoder, and a TV next to it. And I think it was Shaheen or Shamil X or someone was using it, or Caramel maybe even. And this was what they called a sampler / sequencer, so you could make beats on this thing. Okay, it's got a small screen here, but you could also put it onto a monitor for display. And what they had on here was 8 seconds of sampling time, and if you were okay with the quality being bad, you could get 16-second quality time. I mean a sample time, right? And then make it. So this record would have pieces of music on here. You would then sample it and then make it. And after that competition I was talking about, I won. With this group I had, we also like, Big Baru, Ready D said he's going to make a beat for us. Because Ready D was Cumberland for us that time. For us, I was like, Big Baru, if D makes a beat for us. Obviously the church wasn't impressed. Because it was from that oude mekaar group. Dat vrouw, Ramon trekt zijn schoenen aan verkeerd. En zijn kleren stikken. But it was alright. We went there. Ready D made a beat for us. So D, can you just give us the backstory of this record quickly?
Yeah, sure. I mean, all the new school producers, when you're now producing your music, you can get all these sample packs and deep pack and die pack, and when you download the software, it comes loaded with sounds and beats and snares and whatever you want. Back in the day, we actually had to collect all of these records. That's why I ended up with over 5,000 records in my garage, and most of them I lost. So this is one of the records that I managed to source on our journeys while traveling as well. And this one I found locally, but not in Cape Town. This, I think I bought this in a record store somewhere in Joburg. It could have been Durban or someplace. And a lot of the sounds that comes from these records is actually samples that we used on POC records, as well as BVK Brasse van die Kaap. So we didn't have the luxury. Remember, there was no internet, so we couldn't even go online. And we had to work with the 8 seconds that we had in this machine, and we had to be very, very creative. And then the rest of the music that got layered, I had to layer that, and the beats, I had to layer that with the turntable to create another texture. And the turntable that I had wasn't as fancy as this. It was that old school, outdated phonograms. It wasn't really intended for hip hop or scratching, and you manually had to turn the platter. So yeah, this is one of the records that we used. We sampled a lot for Prophet of the City. All the albums practically.
$59.99. So if Outsurance gives you $59.99, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put this back. Azul's got a song he's going to play for us, or a portion of music. Then we'll get into the next one. And of course, when we are done with this piece, before you go back, you can browse through the records and see how we... My sanitizer off a move. Yeah.
So,
okay, here we go.
D, so I've got one record that I want to play, a couple of seconds.
Please do.
And you just need to tell us the backstory of this track.
Okay.
And of course the one that Easy sold. I'll play the digital version of that track.
Okay.
For those who don't know that track. And I've got another one here. And just tell us the backstory. So the one that Easy's got in his hand is this one play.
1, 2, 3, and here we go. 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 Fees on the corner and the truck's gonna flow. More money, 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 more.
And then that's the first one.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
And then when we were going through the pile, you lost an LL Cool J as well. Ooh. Oh,
That's what vinyl sounds like. Oh.
My radio, believe me, I like it loud. I'm the man with the rocks that can rock the crowd.
Sure. Bye, bro. Wow. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the first beat that you heard, right? The DJ was known, he or she was being classified as the backbone of of hip-hop culture, and especially when it comes to the music, because all of the sampling was done on turntables before producers actually managed to find a way to put these sounds into machines. So DJs, some of the things that you've seen me done in my demo, and if you haven't seen the demo, please come up. I'll be doing the demo just in about 20 minutes time, about 7:30. Then you kind of get a sense. So DJs used to scratch the records, loop them manually from one turntable to the other. And in the first song that Azul played, that was Run DMC, and they were actually doing that live because the hip hop groups didn't have bands back then. That's the reason why they regarded the DJs being the backbone.
So I think that's a wrap. It was really good. It was such a fun experience. I mean, we got to stand behind turntables and...
But we also got to experience the art, the richness of hip-hop, where it all began, and taking us through that process was so
Just
cool.
taking us like back in time.
Yes.
Like, you know, like
And I'm glad that we got to feel like it was maybe we were at a club, but it totally changed our perspective of what hip-hop is all about. And I'm glad I got to experience this with
Next time
y'all.
we're not going to just listen, like we're going to think about the culture, the history, everything that is like brought us up to life.
Our first mutual playing first Thursday
with DJ Ready and the other DJs as well.
Yes, I'm glad I got to experience it.
Really cool.
And that's it.